Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at USA Crypto Group for this AMS session. Today we have a project called Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits strives to be the ultimate Web3 social app. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Canito and Arne from the team. Pleasure to have you guys here again, guys. If you guys can start out introducing yourself, talking about your team, and giving us a bit of insight into your background and experience, please.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks very much for the invite. Hi to everyone. I would just start out introducing myself. Arne is my name. Yeah, I'm one of the founders of Friends with Benefits, and I'm responsible for the development side of things. So I have roughly 15 years of IT background as a software engineer, and then later on as a project manager. Been also managing larger projects in the space. So I think I've been in crypto since 2018. First bull run, I made a lot of mistakes, and last one was a little bit better. So yeah, we've been working on Friends with Benefits for a couple of months already, and have an MVP we would like to show everybody. Excited to speak to you about it and answer your questions. Yeah, I'm German, as you can tell by the accent. So Cognito, I guess you go next, huh?
Yep, thanks, Anna. I'm the guy that does everything that Anna doesn't do, essentially. No, I specialize in branding, marketing, comms, and ran my own company in real life for plus 10 years. So got similar amount of experience as Anna does, but in my discipline. I got into crypto uh, middle of 2020, I think it was. Um, got orange pilled with Bitcoin, and it just went from there. Uh, just educated myself. Crypto marketing is a little bit different from the traditional. Um, so just educating myself about the different projects and the blockchain and so on and so forth. And Anna and I have been working together now for a few years, various contracting jobs and different projects that we've done together. So and that's covered the breadth of crypto. So we've got a really strong understanding of the space in general, as well as a strong network of people over the years that we've been working with. So Friends of Benefits has been in development for a good couple of months now. It's been a labor of love, very, very intense, as you can imagine, because it's quite the monster that we're building. But we love the process as much of a roller coaster as it is. So we're really excited to present it to you today and get your feedback. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Canito and Arne, for the introduction there. Yeah, I love that. I love your background. It seems like very extensive background with a lot of experience in the space as well. So I think that's actually very, very important. They did come to Ego's Den, and I think this is one of the projects that really sparked my interest. So I'm very happy to have you guys back here again. The name Friends and Benefits. I mean, it's a very catchy name, right? I mean, we've all have used this name some way or the other, right? Whether the around or whether we actually have an actual friends with benefit, right? But yeah, I think that the name actually definitely a great marketing strategy. Everybody can resonate with the name for sure. Now, before we go dive deep into the project. How did this idea come about? What inspired you guys to build this project?
So I would start out here, Cognito, and you can maybe add your thoughts. But in general, I mean, as a project founder, we're all degens, right? A little bit, or at least investors to a certain degree. And there have been a couple of tendencies in the past, which I was not super fond of, as was Cognito. And that's basically that influencers and key opinion leaders have very few ways of monetizing off their reach and off their content creation in crypto. So some have very, let's say, dubious tendencies in terms of front running the audience when they call a coin or using referral links and all that stuff. And all that, while in other industries, if you think about stuff like Onlyfans or Twitch, there's lots of alternative monetization options. We will dive into that in a bit in our late paper. These monetization options are predestined to work on a platform with micropayments, which is basically crypto. And that's what we wanted to build. We had this idea for quite some time. And with the innovations in the crypto space in the couple of last months, namely things like Telegram bots and Telegram web apps, we decided to build this. So this is not a spontaneous idea, I would say. Anything to add here, Cognito?
Oh no, not particularly. I think it's exactly as you said, just observing the space and seeing. I don't want to dive too deep into it because we got lots of things to share in the presentation, but just seeing that there's a gap in the market in terms of all of these influencers that have these brands but aren't really able to capitalize from off them, and then they end up taking maybe more dubious routes to monetize. So giving them access to tools that make it so that they don't have to do that. They can be straightforward and straight up with their communities. So we've got the tip-in and the subs and the ads, and we'll dive deeper into the utility shortly when we make our presentation.
Perfect. I think you guys are 100% correct. I think recently we definitely see the explosion within the Telegram, Telegram bot and etc. And definitely, and Mike and I we did have a conversation on this. With like, wow, you know what? With all this Telegram bot, and I feel like TG is being underutilized here. So the funny thing is that you guys just popped out from nowhere and literally implementing stuff that we were talking about in the private room. And so I'm very excited to hear the detail, the business model. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, the floor is yours.
Appreciate that.
Great, thank you. So you've already touched on the name, Friends of Benefits. We wanted to create something vibrant, something that is also accessible and also reaches and spans past crypto. So that was actually a comment that somebody made in our Telegram group yesterday, that this project doesn't feel like a crypto project. And as much as it starts from Web3 and crypto, we want it to expand way past that and encapsulate other traditional markets, right? So first and foremost, though, everything that we are building right now, before we do the expansion, is about empowering Web3 communities. And so that idea expands into the brand. So it's something that's vibrant, something that demands attention, like you mentioned with the name, the smiley there. So it's not the traditional crypto branding that you usually see. It's energetic and exudes the vibrancy of youth, which is synonymous with social media as well. And this universal appeal, I guess, that runs into our opening statement, which is that FWB is what Twitch is to streamers, what OnlyFans is to creators, what Hootsuite is to social media managers. So it's pretty bold, but we think this amalgamation of these three platforms is something that we want to both emulate, but something that essentially represents what we provide. And we provide it because currently we have some problems in crypto as a whole. And so looking at the current social messaging app and over the spectrum from Twitter and WhatsApp, there are few viable alternative monetization options. So with creators, as I already mentioned, literally living and dying through monetization, this is a huge problem. There's a lack of easy to use subscription solutions. So some might have barriers to entry regarding perhaps the information that's required to access them. There's insufficient community management tools. The ads, if there are any, are random and poorly targeted. And there's inadequate cross-platform accessibility. So that's not to say that there aren't any solutions, but they fail to adequately solve these problems. So the barriers to entry, this product might be subpar, or they're just not well adopted. So we saw that, and we came up with a solution. And the solution is Friends with Benefits, a social messaging utility belt for creators, private communities, and protocols. And there are 6 different functionalities there, but where our core utility is the peer-to-peer tipping. It's always a mouthful to say that, which is live now on base mainnet. It was made live on Monday. Our subscriptions platform, which we'll dive into a bit more, and also an ad store. So that triumvirate makes up our core utility. But we also will be bringing forward, implementing advanced community management tools, a dashboard for community leaders, and the platform will be cross-chain and cross-platform. Moving on, we think that what we're offering is peerless, really. We will get to the market overview shortly, but it's a peerless platform, and that is because of the usability primarily. Super user-friendly UI. I don't know if any of you guys have tested it yet, but it's seamless, really. As well as that, we made the security. That's something that Arno, if you give him enough time to talk about, he'll spend 24 hours telling you about security. We made sure that that's Fort Knox level. The cloud architecture is state of the art, and something is last but not least, definitely, that differentiates us very much from other platforms of this type, is our revenue distribution. And that's something, again, that Arne will expand upon shortly. So let's take a look at the core functionality. So I mentioned our peer-to-peer tipping platform. That's launched, and you can join our Telegram group after this and try it for yourself. So you can tip ETH or ERC20 tokens directly from Telegram using Telegram web app. So really simply, you spawn the bot with /tip, and that will bring up a link that will then open up our mini app. And from there, you can tip any user that's registered with our platform. So super easy. The ease of use was really paramount for us. Super straightforward, and you get a tip and receipt that you can share within the group or via DMs. So it's a really straightforward way to bring something that's already in the real world, but to bring it in a meaningful way to crypto. Our subs platform will be the next utility on our roadmap. That's probably going to come in 6 to 8 weeks, but we're focusing on the tipping platform, FWB Tips, because that's how we envision growing our user base first. But then the subscriptions platform is a way for community leaders to manage access to their private groups and subscription channels. And we know how many, we all live and die in these groups, right? We get alpha from our favorite influencers in these groups, or our favorite shillers, and these guys can monetize these groups. So there are 2 options to do that, so that they can use crypto payments. So hey, I'm going to pay this guy, I don't know, $5 a month to be a member of his group because I get great alpha from this group. So they would use our platform to process the payments, supports ETH and ERC20 tokens. Users would get automated reminders, and the community leader would be able to manage the users too. And like you see with other subscription platforms outside of crypto, we'd offer features such as you can select the time that you want to subscribe for, lifetime, monthly, or yearly bidding. And then the community leader can also offer one-time discounts or do periodic promotions. And then the second option is token gated. So, for example, an NFT, a group leader, could launch an NFT series, and only owners of that NFT to join the group. We are making friend tech shares and keys usable on that side of the platform as well. And then they will also that will also incorporate the other features I mentioned, the lifetime, monthly, yearly billing, and discounts and promotions. So pretty comprehensive and a great way for community leaders and protocols to manage their communities. And then the third core utility is where things get really interesting. So it's an ad store that that offers group leaders the option to select standardized ads from partners that we've already vetted that fit their specific niche or demographic. And we've all seen in our groups countless bots, and at the bottom of them they'll have these random ads that nobody cares about or looks at. Well, this is a way that you can get rid of those and scrap them, and the group leader or protocol leader can tailor the ads to fit their audience and their brand. So gone are these random ads on these buy bots. These are going to be really, really targeted because they go to our marketplace. They can select, okay, this one looks like it would be perfect for my group. They can schedule it. They can select the time that it appears in there. So it's really about making streamlining the process and making it perfect for and tailoring it to that group. And then you would imagine that the click rate is going to go much well. I imagine the click rate now is probably 0, but then the click rate is going to increase substantially, and the payment here, because it's payment by impression, the group leader stands to make some good revenue from this too. So as before with the subs and the tips, this is all going to be offered right from within Telegram. So you don't need any third-party apps. You can just spawn the app in the same way that you do with our tipping bot, using different parameters, obviously. But again, ease of use is what we've been going for. So that's the user case, which we're really, really enthused by, and we hope you are too. I'm going to hand over to Anna to present the business case now.
Appreciate that. And just to be very clear here, summarizing on the utility, if there's no rocket science behind it, right? So if you want to tip somebody, or you want to subscribe to a channel or do ads, you can do that today without Friends with Benefits. What we're doing is this seamless experience with a nice user interface, with a very, very easy filling of the parameters. So you don't have to ask anybody for the wallet address and go to MetaMask or Ruby Wallet to send it. And the same for the rest. So we're just making things easier for people. And we already had a couple of bold comparisons. But if you think about something like Airbnb, for example, it's or Uber Eats or something like that. It's because it's super convenient for people. They don't have to grab the phone and call somebody, whatever. So that's exactly our point of attack for this sort of space. And we spoke a lot about how it works. Now let's speak about how our protocol generates revenue here. So as we already spoke about it, we have 3 core utilities. That doesn't mean we're not going to continue developing, but this is basically what we're planning with right now for the start. We have the tipping service, which underlies a 5% fee. So we're taking 5% off each tip. When you tip $5, it's 25 cents taken for the protocol. For subscriptions, we're charging 10%. So we're actively targeting the medium-sized to larger private groups here, not the small, very exclusive channel where 10 people are in. In that case, the group owner can manage them himself. But if you have 200 people, it might be good to have an automated solution that takes care of payment reminders, mutes people if they don't pay, and manages the user in a group. For the ad revenue, this is something that's paid by protocols and projects. We're going a little bit higher in terms of fees. So there we will deduct that 20% from the ads, as we allow the protocols who advertise with us to have a very targeted advertisement. At the same time, can measure it pretty well. And our launch strategy and go-to-market strategy also aligns a little bit with this, which Cognito will elaborate on later. All of this revenue, 80% of that is distributed to our stakers of FWB token. 20% is taken for marketing, development, and operations. Obviously, we have to make sure our marketing and development can continue and also pay for infrastructure and licenses. So that's that. Speaking of FWB token, the tokenomics are as follows. We are having a total supply of 1 million tokens. We have a threefold model here on this slide. One is the governance aspect of it. So we're establishing a governance model to make treasury related and development related decisions. We are having a revenue distribution model, as Cognito already elaborated on, and we have an airdrop strategy as part of our go-to-market and launch strategy here. The token has taxes. The use case of the token is not to swing trade it. The use case is to hold it and stake it. So we're basically incentivizing people to take part in our protocol in a good way. These taxes are used for several purposes. So 1% of these taxes, I'm in the bottom right here now, is used for protocol-owned liquidity. That means we will add 1% to our liquidity from each buy and sell. That manifests prices at higher levels. Lots of protocols have the issue that at a certain point in time, the market cap is 10, 20, 50 times higher than the liquidity, which leads to a lot of volatility. So this is how we counter this, manifesting higher price levels and reducing volatility. We are reflecting 2% of each buy and sell to our staking pool. As a bonus, we will have a time where our protocol revenue is not at 100% yet. For that time, we anticipate higher trading volume, like the first couple of weeks after launch. And this is how we bootstrap our trading, our staking rewards here. And then there's another 2% of the taxes used for operations, which basically adds to the 20% of the protocol revenue that we spoke about. When we're looking at the distribution of the FWB supply, we're selling 35% in different token sales. The majority is already sold. We are having our private sale tomorrow. At the end, I guess we can speak about how you can participate if you like to. We're having 15% allocated to the DAO treasury. We are having 10% as staking rewards. This is not emitted immediately. This is emitted over 4 months until we build out our entire utility. So this is bonus rewards basically for the staking pool. We will have a look at the staking on the next slide. We're having 12% allocated for airdrop, also over multiple airdrop campaigns. No worries, I'm aware those two are inflationary mechanisms. So we designed them in a way over the first 4 months that they benefit our protocol growth, but are not too inflationary on our token price. 8% is set aside for liquidity. We have 5% team tokens, 4% for advisors. We have quite a few larger names on our advisory board here. And the remainder here is basically marketing for ambassadors who are not going to support our project once with a call or a shill, but instead will help us push the project over half a year is what we have in our ambassador program right now. The initial market cap is fluctuating a little bit depending on ETH price, but we are starting with like 23% of our token supply initially. So we're looking at something like 270, 280K initial market cap. The staking mechanics are as follows. So we're having two goals basically at launch, right? One is to lock up the floating supply, just to make sure our chart is sustainable and our investors and early believers will make money. The second one is to have a fair way of distributing our revenue and the rewards. So for that reason, in the middle here in green, you can see the three different staking pools. So we have three staking pools with different lock times. Each pool has a different allocation of rewards. So 50% of the rewards go to the longest staking pool, and relatively less to the shorter staking period. So protocol friendly behavior here gets incentivized. And just to give you an idea, the 90-day staking pool with the different reward sources will be significantly over 1,000 APR. Probably depends a bit on how many people stake there, but this is very, very profitable for the people who do it. The rewards for the staking are coming from the utility of tips, subs, and ads. At the beginning of our protocol launch, the TGE is going to be in roughly 2 weeks. We will not have the subs and the ads, so we needed to come up with an alternative idea to bootstrap the staking pools. And that you can see on the right-hand side. So we're having the buy and sell text that I elaborated on the previous slide, but we're also boosting those staking pools with limited FWB rewards, just bootstrapping the staking and emitting additional rewards here. That's the staking mechanics. The airdrop, as I said, consists of multiple contains, so no worries, we're not dropping 10% of our supply at the TGE, but we're basically countering a typical problem that social apps have, and that's network effects, basically. So lots of, you probably know it from your personal phone. So if one guy is using Signal, nobody else is using it, it will not succeed, right? Or if, you think of Snapchat, whatever, Instagram. So all these social media messaging apps have the problem that the user growth is usually exponential. In our case, we expect that to be the same. So for now, we have 200 users. We launched on Monday. And we need to have a good kickstart in terms of user growth just to enable this exponential growth. We already have, I think, 25 groups to onboard. We're doing that every day, a couple of them. So I would expect our user base to grow significantly. To incentivize the use of our platform, on top of that, we have this airdrop campaign. Basically, similar to other airdrop campaigns, it's important to interact with our bot, create an account, and then you are collecting points. And at TGE, you will get a small reward for that. Good. Security. I will keep it short. We'll probably discuss this in more detail later. As I said, I have quite an IT background. So we have an audited cloud-based infrastructure on AWS serverless. We're using latest technology in terms of front end as well. The encryption, both of our databases as well as the authentication with Telegram is state of the art. And I mean, security in crypto comes a long way, right? It's not just technical stuff. It's also what's going on chain, and also some regulatory aspects. So let me just elaborate briefly. On chain wise, we're auditing our contracts, obviously. We are already in discussions, still 2 weeks out, but the staking and the token contract will get audited, and the team is KYC'd, and we have for regulatory topics, we are having a corporation, like a, how do you say that, company set up in Dubai. which will handle this all. Good. Next slide would be the roadmap. Here I would hand over back to Cognito. Looking forward to your questions later, but yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we, as I said, we've got maybe 6 to 8 weeks in between each utility. So we've already started with the tipping, FWB tips. The airdrop incentives have kicked off, so it's in your best interest to join our Telegram and start interacting with our bot, because the rewards could definitely be tasty. And our seed sale and strategic round are complete, so we will be hosting our private sale tomorrow, as Anna mentioned. And then the next step will be TGE. We're looking at early December for that, and then distributing the first round of the airdrop, followed by the staking soon after, and revenue distribution will begin. Then will be the next utility, the subscriptions channel, and sorry, the subscription platform, and then after that, the ad store, as well as the cross-chain and cross-platform integration. So that's our roadmap. It's based on the first 6 months, so it's not exhaustive, but it's just taken into account the first most important milestones to get us up and running. After that, we're going to take a look at the target audience. And this is just a good overview to show how we foresee or how we predict our user base growing. So we've started with the tipping platform because, well, it's a good niche that we think there's a void that can be filled, and we've created a great product that can fill it. But also because if you look at our utility, we've got tips, subs, and ads. The user side is mostly with the tips and the subs, and then as that user base grows, we foresee it moving over to the B2B side, which is where the ads platform kicks in. And if we play things and do things in the way that we think that we will, our growth can be exponential with our user base growing rapidly through the airdrop, through as a catalyst, and then people actively wanting to tip because they're doing these micropayments plenty of times every day anyway. So rather than saying thanks for the call, they can just send a tip. Then we move over to the subs, which will be utilized too. And then after that really, really strong growth, then the protocols and the platforms will be knocking on our door saying, hey, we want this ads platform that you've created because your user numbers and your product is so strong. So this is just an overview of how we foresee or envision our user base growing. Next up is a nice market overview of not so much the competition, because there isn't really a platform out there that offers the same functionality. But there's one in particular called C Wallet that does have several of the functionalities that we offer, more so than Friendtech or Tipcoin ETH. Many of these don't actually have utility yet; they're just an idea. But C Wallet has the tipping that it offers in a very different way. Utilizes the Telegram web app and some other similar functionalities. But the adoption was, well, non-existent really, and that could be due to a few things. There are a few barriers to entry that it has. There's a custodial wallet that is required. It could have just been the wrong time, or just that they offer too much, because even what they do it really, really well, but you can't drill down into, hey, these are two main things, or these are three things, or just one strong offering that we do. They do everything, and that could have proved problematic for them. So I think we stand, as we mentioned earlier, quite peerless in our offering and what we're attempting to bring to the market. And yeah, this is just a great overview to show that. So finally, we are looking at our go-to-market approach. And as Arno already mentioned, we'll be utilizing the airdrop, but it really starts in that middle section where we're talking about the user-led product development. So people like the influencers and the users that are going to be using this product. That's why we did such an extensive private beta test to get that input and to make sure there weren't any bugs and to make sure the UI was as seamless as we hoped it would be and user friendly as we hoped it would be, and also leveraging these relationships that we have with our advisors from all corners of the of Web3 to refine the product and to make sure it's fit for the purpose that we're presenting it for. And then that moves on to the airdrop, which is going to act as the catalyst for that exponential user growth. And, you know, everybody loves free money. So making sure that people register with the bot and have funds on there so that they can start using it. And we are also going to expand onto different blockchains to make, again, the ease of use. So you don't have to go bridge into a chain that you don't have funds on. And so, yep, that airdrop is going to allow us to supercharge awareness and the use of the platform, and hopefully grow rapidly so that we can move over to the right-hand side where we're talking about the partnerships, maybe starting with smaller protocols and then having the big boys coming in until we achieve that mass adoption that we're building this for. That's what we foresee. We're not here for a 6-month or a 1-year project. We really want this to be something that is utilized within crypto and beyond. So yeah, it's a very simple narrative. We're offering something that is pretty standard in other sectors, but we're doing it in an extremely user-friendly way that saves time and more importantly, I guess, makes money for the people that use it, for the people that we all look towards and the communities that we're in. So that's Friends with Benefits. And I want to thank you guys for your time and your attention. And the floor is all yours for questions.
Thanks, Arne. Thanks, Kanita, for the presentation there. Wow. Could you go back to the last page there, your go-to-market approach there? I do have some questions because I think this is actually a great idea. Now, let's clarify that you have, so these are the strategies that they will utilize or implement to get the mass adoption in a sense. Let's go in depth on the airdrop. So let's say I'm listening to this AMA right now. How can I make sure that I am part of that 10% airdrop? What do I need to do?
That's a good question. I guess lots of people are interested in that. So just to be very clear, the airdrop is going to be distributed over multiple weeks. So it's not just building a one-time hype and then have the protocol die off or the usage. That's not our incentive. Our incentive here is to build a user base and keep engagement with our tool suite up and convince people from of our great product. That's basically the idea. I think lots of these airdrops are, maybe a little bit short-sighted. So we are not distributing 10% of our supply at launch, but we are distributing the 10%, I think it's even 12 over 4 months. So to be eligible, I cannot reveal specific calculation mechanics here, but we have a point system. One aspect is our Zeely campaign, just to make sure our socials grow nicely. But the main driver here is going to be the bot usage. So what helps you here, you don't have to tip insane amounts, but a frequent usage with different recipients, registering with our bot and sending a couple of tips back and forth is basically what it takes here. And our numbers are growing nicely, but at the same time, the airdrop still, we calculated certain scenarios is still very profitable for everybody. So that's basically how you can participate. And then with the launch of our additional functionalities around the tipping, we have a lot lined up for post TGE already. And also the launch of the subscriptions and ads, we will have other similar goals for the airdrop. Hope that
Awesome. So there's an incentive for you guys. So after this, we will post the TG link and pin it. And you guys, if you guys want, you guys can go in there. And I'm very sure that they will have more information on how you could be eligible for the airdrop. But like he's mentioned there, Just pretty much the biggest thing right now is signing up for the bot. Now, Arne or Cornito, who was speaking, when you say register for the bot, what does that entail? Like, does it require personal information? Can you walk us through the process?
Yeah, that's pretty easy, to be honest. I'm wondering if we have a promotional video for that, but basically you don't have to enter any, and that's what we mean with seamless, right? You don't have to enter any information. So what the web app does, it's an embedded app in Telegram. So you click on a link on a button in Telegram, and it's creating a wallet in the back end related to your Telegram user ID. So you don't have to do anything. Even if you change your username, it will link it accordingly because we're working with an ID that's stored in the backend on the Telegram server. The only thing you have to make sure is that your Telegram client is updated and that you set the username. But I guess the majority of people do that. And then you're good to go. That's one thing. And then if you want to send tips, you need to deposit a little bit of funds. But as I said, we don't want to incentivize people to deposit too large amounts. A couple of dollars will do, and some ETH to cover the gas fees, and you're good. That's all. A guided registration process takes a couple of seconds only. No user data collected or entered by you. So it's very automatic. Only thing you have to do is put a couple of dollars on the wallet so you're able to tip your friends.
Awesome. I love this go-to-market approach actually, because I think a lot of the projects out there, they're missing this piece here. So I want to go to the next one: user-led product development, early buy-in for community leaders and influencers, etc. Now, let's say USA Crypto Group. How do you foresee us benefiting from your platform and you guys from us as well? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. For adding the tipping bot, I think speaking about this first utility, we know that some groups don't really want to add bots. You know, they want to be devoid of bots and keep the tech clean. I think with our utility, because it's something that people can use to reward each other, it's not just providing information. It's like, oh, the whole point of this group is for us to provide good calls and give each other good information and reward each other. So first of all, that's the core utility: reward each other with our bot. Secondly, adding the bot to the group will give the community leader or the group owner 1% of the tipping fees from that channel. So you're going to be earning from the fees created by tipping each other. So and then that can be where we're implementing some airdrop features and some giveaway features in the FWB tip spot too, that can be used to, I don't know, to host giveaways and distribute giveaways too. So, and you can use those fees however you like within the channel too. So I think it's a pretty strong value proposition for any group owner, and especially in this period of time where the airdrop qualification period is ongoing. If you've got the bot in your group, we are incentivizing groups as well to use the bot by giving a bonus to the group that uses the bot the most. So yeah, pretty strong value proposition for any group owner or any users in the group to knock on the group leader's door and say, hey, we need this bot added to the group because I don't want to just send ETH to a random wallet. I can just tip you whatever amount I want to. So yeah, I think those are the three areas that I would say.
Yeah, I think it seems very convenient and very efficient actually. So if I have your bot installed into my Telegram, all I have to do, let's say I don't know what the command is, but I'm assuming /tip and the username, and that person just has to be in that name, and I can literally just tip them straight into their wallet, correct?
Yep. So when the user registers with either with /tip, then we create an account for you automatically, or /register, and then we walk through a very, very brief registration process with you, create your wallet, and then you can store your private key just with a click again. You then have that wallet attached to your username, and just like you said, /tip, the username. You can even add additional parameters if you want, so the specific amount. So you want to tip $5, the network, and a short message as well. That then spawns the bot. You click on the link and confirm all the details are correct. Click yes, and then you tip them. Really, really straightforward. We've actually got a tutorial video up that you can watch because it does it.
That's very, yeah, that sounds really awesome. So so when I tip, let's say, for example, let's say if I tip you, Canito, using your bot, so that bot has to be installed there. But when I tip you, is there a message right afterward to say, hey, Seattle, just tip Canito $5? Is there a message that says that?
There is, and it looks beautiful. You get it via your DM, just a small little notification in your DMs that you
Could I make it public into my room? Could I make it public into my room? So let's say USA Crypto Group, but we have a private room, consists of 6,000 people, 6,000 members. If I tip you, could I set it with a message that says, hey, Seattle, just tip Canito $5?
You get it via your...
Depends a bit on the authorizations that the bot has. So when you start the web app, you have to allow the bot to DM you. And we would also need the permission for the bot to write messages to your group, right? So then that's possible. It's in the MVP. It's not yet working, but we're currently working on very channel-specific configuration. So you can whitelist specific networks, tokens, like any token you like, on a channel basis, and also configure this sort of tipping receipt is how we call it. Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be a great feature because I'm looking at from my group, right, USA Crypto Group. So let's say we do like to appreciate community members who, let's say, give us send us a good call, great projects, right? And I think we would like to announce that publicly. But I think not only that, but let's say other community members in the room tip somebody and it literally blast in that channel. And I think it's a great way for you guys to also raise awareness to your bot as well. But again, like I said, it's great for us to let the community know, hey, we are actively appreciating the community members in here. So I think that's a great feature. So if you guys are thinking about doing that, I think that's a great feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good feedback, and that's exactly what we mean by the active and user-based product development, right? So I think the Web3 space has two peculiarities. One is it's moving so fast, and two is it's anonymous, the majority of it, but it's still all about community, and that's something that's super interesting, I believe. So we really want to make sure that we're catering the users and communities' needs here. We have a product backlog that is full of utilities, so we just have to make sure we're choosing the right ones and also listen to our users like you just proposed. Fun fact, when we had the small project pitch, I think it was 2 weeks ago, at the end there was a raffle in the Eagles Den, I think, with a wheel. And we discussed afterwards briefly that would be a great functionality for our bot to have. Like, I think it was Mike who entered the participants of the Eagles Den in the wheel and made the random raffle. So that's something we're having on our backlog, and that's exactly what we mean by product development that is based on the users' feedback and is really adding utility. Otherwise, we need to make sure that people use it, right? So that's one example.
Awesome. Sounds great. No, I love your go-to-market approach, and I think there's a lot of projects out there that's missing that piece, right? And it's actually very important. You have to have a great, strong directions of how you're gonna, raise awareness and get adoption. Very important. I feel like you guys actually have a very well thought out plan. So great job. Now this is actually very interesting because now I do want to go over a use case, for example. So let's say, so that way the community that's listening right now actually understand how they can benefit and start building their own channel and monetize you guys' platform. So let's say right now we have 6,000 members in our Telegram right now, right? I'm gonna just use an adult industry just for example because you guys mentioned um, what's that? Onlyfans, right? So let's say if I want to turn this whole 6,000 member to subscription based, meaning that they either have, like you said, a pay monthly or through tokens or NFT. Walk me through the process, how I can convert this into a subscription and how your platform can benefit my group and start monetizing and start monetizing the people inside my room.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. So I guess everybody is familiar with portals in Telegram right now. So channels usually have the issue that there might be bot attacks or so, or spam attacks. So some channels have portals where you get directed first, and then you have to fill out a CAPTCHA or something like that, and you can join the group with an invite link. So our subscription solution will leverage exactly that mechanic. So you will have a portal basically for your private channel that is invite only. And you arrive there and the bot is going to suggest to you some payment plans, or if it's token gating, you have to prove in your wallet that you have a certain number of tokens or NFTs. But let's go with a fiat example here. So for example, you have to pay 10 USDC per month to join that channel. Then the bot will suggest you a couple of discounts that the group owner can configure. So if you pay 1 year ahead, you might get 20% discount or something like that. And you choose that. The payment is processed via our platform, via your registered wallet, seamless, no waiting for transactions and manually verifying or failed transactions, whatever. And then you get the invite link. So that's basically how the entry is managed. Now, let's say after 1 year, 2 weeks before your subscription ends, you didn't renew yet. The bot is going to notify you and the channel owner and say, hey, look, in 2 weeks, your subscription will end. So we will also configurable mute you. And then after 2 more weeks of grace period, we will kick you out of the channel.
Now, before you go on that, I do have a follow-up question. Now, you guys gonna manage the back end of it for group owners, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys, okay, so like for my group, I don't have to worry about, let's say, Bob didn't pay his payment. So you guys will automatically handle that aspect of it, and you guys kick them out or request a payment, etc. In the back end.
Correct.
Yep. Beautiful. Okay.
And that's the user management, the automated that we were speaking about. And obviously that requires certain admin privileges. So there's different types of admins and groups. So we just need what's necessary there. There's also an option to not automate the kicking process, but get like a list or something if you don't want to add that bot as an admin. What the bot needs is definitely the ability to create invite links. So that's the more group owner specific answer here. So the bot would basically, let's go back to the use case of the, let's say, end user. You will get a reminder of your payment, and you can top up your Friends with Benefits wallet either with crypto or even with a credit card. We're also targeting fiat on-ramp and credit card top ups here. And then you can process the payment and extend your membership. That's basically how it works. Yeah, as I said earlier, Seattle, it's not targeted towards a TA guy who has 10 members in his group who pay $1,000 a month to get trading signals. In that case, he can probably handle the user management himself. This is targeted towards larger groups, and I I guess we all know what Uniswap gas fees look like in certain periods of bull markets, and we all ape a shitcoin with a 10-20% slippage all the time. So this use case is in fact very, very big, and that's the one I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest, because for good content, nobody cares to pay $5 to $10 a month, right? Not even 20 probably. And yeah, that's just in crypto even less. So I think that's a very, very good use case. And yeah, it's in the hands of
It
a
is.
content creator if people pay for it, right?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, for those that are listening, you guys pretty much, I mean, if you guys can put one on one together, you can literally start your own little webcam. I mean, I hate to say it, webcam channel and utilize the subscriptions and they handle everything. And you guys can literally start doing the webcam girls on within Telegram and, just an idea there. But now let's go back to this option two, which you mentioned earlier, where token tokens and NFT. So what that means is that it's the project owner's NFT, right? Not necessarily your NFT, correct? So let's say USA Crypto Group, we want to go option two, which requires tokens or NFT. For example, NFT, we say, you know what? You have to hold a USA NFT for you to participate or go inside the room. You guys, we can make that happen through your platform, correct?
That's correct. You can use any sort of token. So you can use an ERC20 token and say you need to hold 5,000 tokens of your choice. There's also the possibility to issue your own NFTs. And the third pillar here would be Friendtech shares, which has been quite successful recently. So the problem with Friendtech is it is fragmented communication, right? It's on a different platform. Telegram is here to stay. I think 800 million monthly active users on Telegram, particularly in the Web3 space. So yeah, that's where we want to do it. And this token gating thing, it's not super unique and not super innovative, right? We're doing this to complement the rest of our utility, which I believe is quite innovative. And there are other solutions for that, but you can use our solution as well.
Exactly. You have a lot of things out there exist, right? Just a matter of how you approach the business model. Like you say, it complement what you guys are doing. It's efficient. It's everything together. I think that's the key here. It's seamless, right? And that's important. So the end. Walk me the back end of it. So let's say USA Crypto Group. How's the dashboard for me? Like, how efficient is for me to manage? Do I have to go through you, or can I change the parameter myself? Let's say one day I say, you know what? Let's just require some NFT for members to come in. Maybe the next day I want to switch back to fiat. How does that work?
Mm-hmm. That's we're still conceptualizing it, to be honest, but I have a very clear picture already with the colleagues. It is also a web app. We have, just to maybe briefly give you an overview of our architecture. So our architecture is the Telegram web app, which is a very recent feature of Telegram. It's basically an HTML5 website. So you could put any website inside that. What you need is a Telegram bot on a server and for example, a React or Next.js website. That's like any other website, basically. That is what looks pretty. I already shared the tutorial video that we can have a look at in a bit. But that's exactly how the UI will look like from an admin's perspective. So our bot also validates that you have a certain role in your group. And then you can see the group's data. You can configure the group's, for example, the wallet that receives your revenue kickback, the token gating requirements and stuff like that, and some analytics on top of it. So that's basically how it works. Everything integrated in Telegram because that's our place to be. And as we said, we want to be seamless. So also the dashboard is inside of Telegram.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's very straightforward. I think, with the right marketing approach, the right go-to-market approach, like you guys, it seems that you guys have it down already. I think this can pick up. I definitely can see even for, groups like us, we can definitely utilize this because, we do have a lot of members in the group and we do have a lot of people that bring calls to us or help with bringing great projects to us. And we definitely want to reciprocate, right? Rewards them for that. Have you guys heard of Venmo? Have you guys know what that is? Venmo app. I'm not sure it's an America thing or it's a payment app.
We're investigating a ZK solution to allow Venmo payments to our FWB wallet right now. So that's another option apart from credit card deposits. So any user, apart from the crypto guys, which we all are, is able to deposit USDC via different channels, Venmo and credit cards primarily, to our app, and is able to use it. So if you want to donate to your favorite Onlyfans girl, you can do so, and we enable that via those payments. That's also why we're incorporated, right? Plus gasless transactions on USDC, which are still in development. So those features are currently in development and will be rolled out after the TGE.
Very nice. But I believe it's actually one of the biggest future and how they blew up is almost like this what you guys are building, right? But you guys doing it for the Web3, right? A social payment app. I send a payment and it literally blasts through my other friends, the people I don't even know, right? That hey, I just sent a payment to this person, right? So I think that's how they were to blow up and raise awareness to the platform. And I believe that you guys can actually implement that strategy, the same thing within your concept here. And I think that'll be really big, actually. Yeah, I think overall, man, I really like what you guys are doing. I think there's definitely a lot of use cases for sure. No, we have a group, and I definitely can see the benefit of using your platform as well. But even for entrepreneurs-minded people in here, I mean, you guys can literally open up TG now, start monetizing, right? Build a channel, right? Build a channel, whatever that you guys are good at, and you guys can use the subscriptions to handle everything on the back end, and you guys just have to worry about, I guess, the room. Yeah, so great presentation, brother. I think that's all the questions I have. And you mentioned that 271 initial market cap, correct? Now, is that pretty fixed there, 100%?
No, it's fluctuating with the Ethereum price because we have raised funds in Ethereum, and also our token launch price is in Ethereum. So it's probably around 270, 280, I think, but I can give you the exact up-to-date number in a bit. So briefly before we move on, the third use case and example I would like to give you is the ad store, just to make it complete, right? Particularly for a group like the one you have, I think it's very important to make the process of having ads in the channel easier. Because as channel owners, you have responsibility, obviously. You cannot just post anything. You have a responsibility towards your audience. You need to vet a project. You get approached by a lot of projects. 99% are probably not worth even posting about. You need to do your own due diligence just to protect investors and community members. And then you have to negotiate a price, process the payment, all that stuff. So our ad store targets exactly that. We want to make sure you get proposals from our bot of ads that fit your demographic, let's say, which you can actively select. So if you're interested in more like legit or yield generating projects, or more on the short-term shitcoin side of things, then you can select that. And the bot makes proposals. You have a very easy way to get the already vetted projects and the already prepared posts into your system. But there is also a big use case for the public groups. So you would be able, let's say you're approaching me as a project owner, or I'm approaching you as a project owner. I want to market inside of the group chat, and yeah, I'm paying a certain amount of money to have a post in a group chat, so or in a certain demographic, and then the bot reaches out to, let's say, 10, 20 group chats, makes a proposal, and the owners can schedule it with a couple of clicks. I think that's generally accepted if you have a group chat and you put a small message underneath it and say, hey guys, you know, this channel is free, just to make sure we can keep up with our giveaways. We are posting this message automatically twice a day, and we make, I don't know, $200 each time. So that's something very low effort, low maintenance, while at the same time vetted projects that also cater the demographic of your group chat at the same time. So that's something I think crypto marketing in general is super inefficient, because you spend a lot of money as a protocol or as a project, and you have a very hard time really measuring the engagement. There's a lot of botting going on because it's so profitable for some people, and it's not always target audience oriented. So that's also the use case of the ad store. I hope I could make it a little bit clear. So just to give you another example, now we had one use case per utility, basically.
Really interesting. Really interesting. And I actually definitely want to see that rolled out, but I can actually see it actually. You're right. I think ad space is one of the most lucrative thing in the space, right? Targeted audience, right? So a project, if it's able or she is able to target a specific audience, that's a huge on the road, right? And it saves everyone's money. So yeah, I think I definitely will be interested to see how that rolled out as well. Very good, guys. Very interesting stuff here. I love the efficiency. I can see how everything you guys, put together seems very seamless and efficient. All right, I think we cover pretty much everything. Around 272 initial market cap, like you said, based on Ethereum price, but around there. You guys don't have a specific date yet when the pre-sale is gonna go on, and is there any whitelist or it's just an open to everyone?
Yeah, maybe Cognito, you answer that question.
Sure. Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, taking place tomorrow on our website. We'll have a pre-sale DApp, and it will be live at 12 p.m. UTC. And currently, for the next few hours, we knew that we were having an AMA with you guys, so we wanted to make sure that your community and your group would be able to be eligible if they wanted to as well. All you have to do to get yourself whitelisted for the private sale is to join our Telegram and register with the bot, and we'll automatically register your FW Tips wallet, and then you can use that wallet to make your contribution. So again, it's tomorrow, and you guys join the Telegram, register with our bot and the wallet that's created for you on the FW Tips platform will be automatically registered for the private sale tomorrow.
Sounds good. How many
like
faces will you have?
Promotion. Does it? But it's coincidence. So yeah, we had a seed sale, a strategic sale. Seed sale was very exclusive, only like large influencers and KOLs that committed on certain marketing support that's also measured with KPIs have gotten into that seed stage. The strategic phase is also with a little bit, let's say, don't want to say lower tier, but KOLs with maybe a little bit less reach, and some DAOs filled. And the private sale concludes our fundraising. When designing those different sales stages, we made sure that two topics are on point. One is that the seed investors don't have a too huge advantage over the other stages, because I think that's often a mistake some projects make when the seed investors are up 10x and the private sale or public sale participants not yet 1.5x. So we believe we designed very fair sales stages and also very fair vestings. We are aware, some people believe we're already in bull market, some people believe we're still in the bear market. The vesting has to be attractive for the investor, right? So we cannot lock up your invested money for 2 years. So we have vestings at TGE between, I think, 25% and 33%, which is the private sale round that concludes tomorrow. and then a quite aggressive vesting, which we counter with our existing MVP and our staking. That is to be launched before Christmas.
Awesome. Can you give us a number of a rough number of what is the seed and also the private to date?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me just share the numbers with you. 1 second. So here we go. So hopefully you can see we also did our homework in terms of tokenomics here. So these are the typical charts, and once the monthly emissions and the cumulative emissions of our tokenomics. Here you see what you already saw in the Litepaper, and in the top the different token sale rounds are depicted. So what I said earlier, right? The price depends a little bit on the daily price of ETH. So we have raised 27 ETH of volume in our seed sale, which is relatively small, of a total raise of 200 ETH. We have the discount at 40% and 25% vesting at TGE. Then we have the strategic round that is very similar, and a little bit more volume, like 52 ETH. And then the private round that has larger vesting at TGE and a little bit less discount here. So we're basically raising funds at a fully diluted valuation of $1.5 million, while our initial market cap is, I think, yeah, this is the number with the updated ETH price. I think the Litepaper has been out for a while, 330K here in this case. So probably right now even a bit higher, so 350, 360. As I said, we're raising in ETH, so these are the prices. Worth mentioning regarding the private round is that our vesting is more aggressive than the other round. So this is really, I guess, a good trade-off. Yeah, part of this has already been filled. We had a couple of mixed deals between strategic and private, but there's, I think, roughly 80 ETH is left to be filled.
Sounds good. And what is the tomorrow the pre-sale? Where's the number on that? You guys trying to raise? Is there a hard cap on that or no?
There's 80 ETH hard cap. We have a whitelist. We are oversubscribing the whitelist a little bit. And yeah, the easiest way to get on that whitelist is by registering with our bot, getting your funds ready. So the wallet inside of the bot you can use as well for like in your site MetaMask or Ruby, right? You can just export that wallet and use it as a regular wallet. And that's basically the idea behind this. Yeah.
Sounds great. Yeah, looks like you guys. I like that. I like the spreadsheet here. Looks like you did work through the tokenomics and everything is out there, transparent. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the questions I have. Very straightforward. What is the 10-year plan? Let's see that. Let's see that spreadsheet of 10-year plan. 10-year market cap plan.
10-year market cap plan. So I think the biggest challenge, as you already pointed out, is getting the user adoption, right? The greatest product won't succeed if you don't have a plan how to create adoption. Specifically in the Web3 space, adoption is still complicated, like working with private keys and transaction errors and stuff like that. So, and that's exactly where we come into play, right? We want to make things easier, not harder. And maybe to conclude your questions, Seattle, I would just show the promotional video briefly, if that works for you, for the tips, because we have a demo of our tipping functionality, but anybody who would like to actually test it, it's working. Like what we're going to show is basically the real utility.
Sounds good. And we will watch the video and we're going to take a few questions because we don't actually don't have time. Mike and I have a little meeting after this. But yeah, no, go ahead and watch the video and take a few questions. But guys, check it out. After this, make sure you guys join the TG. Like he mentioned, if you sign up for the bot, you will automatically be entered into the whitelist. 88 ETH, hard cap around 300,000, initial market cap around there based on the ETH price. All right, let's watch the video.
Yeah, it's 50 seconds. So as I said, the process is fast. You find all of these videos on our Twitter. So this is basically one way to spawn the bot. You can also just say /tip, but you have the option to make a little bit of a longer command. And then you have the parameters pre-populated, so you don't even need to click. You can basically tip with 3 clicks, I think. In this case, yeah, it's very fast for some reason, I believe. But Cognito is the promo video expert, so maybe we can post a couple of links later. But this is the tipping experience, and when it comes to the tipping receipt, we can have a look at that also later. That's basically it. I guess videos via screen sharing is not ideal. I would suggest we are going to forward, or you check out our Twitter profile. We got plenty of videos there, or you join our Telegram and just give it a try. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have any further things to present us, we're gonna Mike's gonna come on and he's gonna read a few questions away. Is that okay?
Sounds good. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Sounds good. Yeah, great presentation, guys. All right, Mike, floor's yours, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks, Seattle. Cognito and Arnie, great presentation there, guys. Absolutely. So we're going to take just a couple of community questions here. First one here is about the staking. The 30, 60, and 90-day locks there. Now, can these be early unlocked? And if so, what kind of fee would they be incurring if they can be early unstaked?
We are not big fans of penalty fees, so these lock times are, not early unstake lock times. Compounding doesn't reset the timer though, so we want to incentivize compounding here.
Oh, okay, good. So second part of this question here is in regards to the rewards. Now, I know the 30 days, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was 20% rewards. Then 60 days was 30%, and then 90 days was 50% rewards, if I'm not mistaken. And in those rewards, is these going to be able to be withdrawal at any time, or is it going to be locked up inside with the tokens as well?
The rewards can be withdrawn anytime. I would like to emphasize on it's I had the question before where the 50% were mistaken for APR, so the official the annual percentage rate. That's not the case, right? So the total amount of rewards that is funneled towards our staking contract, we don't know yet, right? We know what we put aside in terms of our own token. We know what might come up in terms of protocol revenue and taxes, but the total number, let's say we have 10 ETH in 1 week, then 50% of that is distributed to those stakers that are in the 90-day pool. So this is amount X is basically our total rewards, and 50% of that is distributed to the 90-day pool, 30% to the 60-day pool, and 20% to the 30-day pool, just to incentivize people to support our project long term, and also to give us the chance to build out the entire utility that we spoke about. That's basically the idea here.
Awesome. And just to reiterate there, you did say you can also compound these rewards as you receive them without increasing the lock time, which is perfect.
And you can withdraw them as well. That was the second part of the question, I believe, right? Yeah, That's no problem.
Perfect. And second question here for the community is, we're currently working on the Ethereum network here, but what else can we see down the near future for the networks you're going to be able to work on? And is there any sort of specific wallets one will need to use this?
Mm-hmm. So the Ethereum network is our staking and our token. The Ethereum network for micropayments is not ideal from a gas perspective. Nonetheless, we want to enable people, if they want to tip on Ethereum, but then you're paying $2 to $5 for the transaction. Might not make sense if you want to tip $10. So for the utility, we would recommend using layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum, Base, Optimism, and many more to come in the next couple of months, as I believe the next bull market will really see those layer 2s go really well, and the gas fees are basically not existent. When it comes to versatility of our solution, so we can, if I wanted to launch Arbitrum right now, it would take me 15 minutes and my colleagues, and we set it up. So right now, the tipping works on Base network. Arbitrum is going to launch before TGE, and then we can decide if we want to do BSC or whatever else, Polygon. No big deal. It's very generic what we built. That accounts for the networks as well as for the tokens that can be tipped. So if you, for example, wanted to launch your USA crypto token and use that for tips inside of your channel exclusively, in the future, we will be able to do that. That's what we're working on right now.
Awesome.
For now, summarizing, token can be bought on ETH and staked on ETH. The utility of the tipping is live on Base network. So you also do some airdrop farming of the Coinbase chain, basically, when you interact with our wallet. And that's where we are right now. Arbitrum is coming soon. So the tips will be processed with very low gas on layer 2 solutions.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Let's see. Next question here is, knowing that we could send tips on the Ethereum ERC20 network with just 2 clicks, this person is concerned that this is an action that can be carried out possibly by accident or involuntary. Is there any sort of reversal process if someone happens to accidentally 2 clicks send out too much money or any money?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. We have a confirmation window. So we basically there's a pop-up. Are these parameters correct? And you click yes. That should be enough to protect people. But I will take this with me and discuss with the development team if it makes sense to maybe add another safety net here in case somebody wants to, if there's a typo and somebody puts in 10 ETH instead of 0.10, that we just maybe have one more safety net there. Yeah, thanks. Good idea.
100%. Yeah, that's a great idea to have something that could say, you show you're trying to send 10 ETH or, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Next question is about partnerships. And I know we talked a little bit earlier about, the partnerships that are going to be coming. But do you have any partnerships now? And can you speak on any?
Mm-hmm. You want to go, Cognito, or shall I?
Yeah, I think you know what it's like. We do have a partnership that is pretty much confirmed, but we are still just finalizing those details. And just like with dates in crypto, you don't want to announce anything if it's not going to happen 100%. So it's not something that we can share outwardly, but it's something that when we do announce it, everybody will be very excited about it because it adds another layer to FW tips in terms of security, and is going to make maybe larger players and people who don't want their wallets doxed or tracked in any way, it's going to make them super comfortable using the platform. So it's something that's really bullish for our protocol.
Sounds bullish. Thank you. We can take just 2 more questions here. Next question is a question for me that I ask every single project that rolls on through. If you could choose one specific thing that you have built out on the project itself, whatever it is, could you specifically say what has been the most difficult development task that you guys had to complete?
Mhm. So let me take you on a little bit of a journey. We had our prototype of the tipping end to end, fully functional. I think that was in the middle of August. So the prototype was pretty straightforward, but I would like to say that the security aspects of it, on one hand, making it secure, even that no single developer could do any harm. At the same time, making sure the funds are safe, and we're also safe in regards to malicious attacks like DDoS attacks, where somebody tries to overwhelm our servers. That aspect is the most complicated one, and that's also why we got external help with an audit to make sure that everything is as we think it is. We did a lot of stress testing there on that end, but our architecture is quite sophisticated, so the security aspect, as it matters so much in the crypto space, was probably the most difficult part to design and develop.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Arnie. Last question I'm going to ask here. Hold on, where did it just go? I just had it. Is about the ads, the ad revenue and the ads. What is a criteria one must meet to purchase and be able to run ads through you?
You mean from a protocol perspective?
Yes.
Yeah. You probably know, as a group owner, you can never be 100% safe, right? So it's due diligence and some vetting we will do. The ad platform is still like the utility that's farthest out. So we're speaking about something like probably March in terms of launching that, March, maybe April. So not every detail is 100% fixed yet, but we have a concept of criteria for projects, how to vet them. But in the end, there's always a remainder of risk, obviously, right, Mike? I mean, yeah, we try to mitigate that as well as possible. But yeah, I believe in crowd intelligence there, so should be able to manage that well.
100%. You know, appreciate that, Arnie Incognito. That was a great presentation, guys. Now, before we move on to the giveaway here, is there any last words you would like to give to USA community here?
Yeah, I think just to say thank you for your time. We've taken up quite a lot of it, but I hope you found this insightful, and the products that we're offering, I think it's bullish and fulfilling for the space. I think I would encourage you guys to join the TG, because tomorrow with the private sale, you're definitely investing in something that is long term. It's not a meme coin. It's a real infrastructure product for to improve the space and make it so that not only are people monetizing, but that it leads to them wanting to act nefariously much less. So join us, test the product, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. That's for sure.
Very exciting. Now, what time is this starting tomorrow, Cognito?
Starts at 12 p.m. UTC and runs for 72 hours. That's for the whitelist element. So we're slightly over subbing it. So join in now. I'm seeing a few people from your group pop into our group now. Join in now, registering will get you eligible at least for the next 2 hours before we push the final whitelist. And then after the whitelist round is finished, there'll be a FCFS if there are any allocation, if there's any allocation remaining.
Awesome. Yeah, we did pin your Telegram back in the community here, the chat room here. So if anybody's liking what they're hearing and they're interested, be sure to join on in and be part of the community. And you heard it from the man himself, Cognito, on how to get yourself a whitelist. I'm going to thank you both again for coming into USA Crypto Group, giving a great presentation for friends of benefits. With that being said, I'm going to share my screen on over here and do the giveaway. All right. We're going to spin this up for a shuffle real quick. We're going to pick one $20 winner off this wheel. And now while this is spinning, we're going to let the community know, remind them that there's a $25 opportunity going on over in Twitter. All you got to do is like, retweet, and drop a comment there. And we'll be randomly picking a winner tomorrow. Now, after this is over as well, we're going to be uploading to YouTube, and there's going to be an additional $15 opportunity to go like and drop a comment there for possibility to win $15 there. Now, as soon as everything's all uploaded, Cognito, Arnie, I'm going to be dropping you guys also a copy of the YouTube. And looks like Doxxed56 has won himself $20. Congratulations. Maybe we can have that tipping bot, work for this sometime soon in the future here. Now that's it for the wheel. And let me just share my screen here. And like I said, we pinned the community of Friends with Benefits back over in the chat room. If you like what you hear, join on over. Whitelist is going to be going on for the next few hours, and we'll try to get they will try to get you in there. And with that being said, this is you as a crypto group with a great AMA with Friends with Benefits. Thank you all for joining in, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Appreciate all your time. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Seattle, for the professional handling. And keep in touch, huh?
We will, certainly. Thank you, Marnie.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Cognito. Bye-bye.